What's going on, YouTube? Back in the garage. Today I'm not really working on much in the garage, just doing a lot of cleanup after I did the install on the light bars on the Jeep. So this video I'm going to be showing you all the stuff I need to install on the CRX. So it'll be a bunch of future videos coming up on the CRX. I gotta get back on that. And the next thing you know, it's going to be spring. So I'm gonna want to start driving that thing, so it's gotta be ready for spring. So let's just jump right into it, show you all the parts that are going to be getting installed, and future videos to come on the CRX. Alright guys, here are all the parts I am going to be still installing on the CRX before spring hits. Start with this right here. This is the AC delete ducting. So I need to install this so I can actually tuck my wires up higher on the firewall on the inside from doing the wire tuck. So I'll be probably pulling the dash out to install this, and not only that, I can easily tuck the wires without being upside down inside my car, since I have a roll cage. Just makes it such a pain in the butt. So I'm just pull the dash out, put this in, and when I go to do that, I'm also going to be installing my oil pressure gauge, so I can easily run the wires how I want to under the dash by removing the dash and installing the oil pressure gauge. Then after that, I will be installing this right here. This is turn signal switch. So in order to install this, you have to pull the steering wheel off and take apart the steering column. So I'll be installing that. The reason I got that is because the car's real old, and whenever I turn my turn signals on, and sometimes it doesn't stick up, and sometimes when they do stick up and I turn my wheel back to center after making a turn, it doesn't automatically click down, so it's just worn out. So I want to replace that. Then I got energy suspension bushing kit for the steering rack. It's a brand new steering rack in there. It's just I don't trust the bushings that it came with, so I'm going to replace the bushings on the steering rack. And then I've had this, obviously you can see it's been sitting around for quite some time. These are the adjustable towing for the rear what the hell are they? Trailing arms for my rear brakes and rear wheels. They go more up to the front of the car. They're just really adjustable. I'll be installing those. I have to install those before spring also, because I have to send this car for alignment. So I want them in for alignment. Also, I'll be installing a Gates timing belt. The timing belt on the car looked like it was brand new. I'm not sure exactly what the brand was, but I want to go with a Gates Kevlar belt. It's one of those blue Gates timing belts. It better be blue. I haven't opened it up. Yeah, it's a blue one. So I just trust a Gates Kevlar belt more than any of the other belts. I'm sure OEM is perfectly fine, but I'm gonna go with the Gates. What else? I got to install a battery shut-off switch. Again, I'm not 100% sure exactly where I'm going to mount that. I guess I'll figure it out when I get there. That's going to be quite detailed install. it's not, when you install these, you don't want to just cut off the battery. You want it to actually cut off the alternator so it can't charge the battery. If you just cut off the battery, the motor can still run off the alternator. So you want to cut off the alternator so it just shuts down everything. At least that's what I understand. I've never installed one before, but I'm sure it's going to be easy. I have to a few of my intercooler clamps. A few of my intercooler clamps seem to be pretty beat up, and the one that was coming off of the turbo, the one that was on that, it seemed like when it was tightened all the way, it's still not grabbing onto the turbo correctly. So I gotta go through this bag right here and find the smallest one I have and see if I can't get it to tighten more. Gotta put the ECU cover back in after I tuck the wires up higher. Now, and also I installed orange top coolant hose for the radiator, but I don't like the pitch that it's coming from the motor to the radiator because it's kind of kinked a little bit. It's not like that, but it's kinked just a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I still want to replace it. So just to show you that I need to replace that hose. That's the one I had on there before. Worst case scenario, I'll just put that one back on. I still have to put it's originally the battery hold down, but now I gotta put up, it's for the oil catch can breather box. I gotta put that back on. After I install all these parts, I send it to go get alignment. Then after alignment, I take it over to my buddy's house. He has a dyno, and we're going to dial it in. And hopefully everything goes right and I can drive it all summer long. We'll see. Yeah, YouTube, so that's the all the parts I have to install yet before spring for the CRX. If I wasn't filming and making a how-to videos, I could easily do that in one day, easily. But I'm going to break it down into multiple videos, just so I can get more detail oriented on how to do certain things on the CRX. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this spring. I should have a lot of fun. Hopefully it stays together. I'm not planning on making a ton of power with that motor. It's just a stock B20. Nothing's done to it, just head studs, that's it. So I'm thinking I'm going to aim around 300 horsepower, reliable, just to drive it this spring, summer, and hopefully over summer I can start rebuilding my built motor, so come next winter I can install that and make some serious power. Hopefully, we'll see. Who knows what the future has to hold. Another thing, I am looking to get a different shop. This one I am crammed in, and don't get me wrong, I like the location, but at the same time I have to drive a good 35-40 minute drive to get here, and that just takes the wind right out of my sail when I want to come up here and work on stuff. It's like, oh man, do I really want to make that drive? But I push forward and I still do it, so whichever. So yeah, if you want to see more of the CRX and what's to come, I got a bunch of install videos coming up. Please like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Till next time, take it easy.